Alright, today I am going to be talking about my video game collection. Today we are focusing on JRPGs in particular. I have many JRPGs from many different systems. Some are Nintendo, like DS, GameCube, Wii, and then we have some on PS1, PS2, and PS3. Some of my games go back as far as 1997, and I believe that is my oldest one. And the newest ones I have are PlayStation 3 games, so I don't have a PlayStation 4, so I don't have the newest editions of all the cool games that are out yet.
It really sucks. We really want a PS4, especially for Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15 is kind of my dream game at this point. So we will be saving up for a PlayStation 4 in years to come. The first game I'm going to talk about is The Legend of Dragoon. It dates back to 2001, and it has a lot of compelling characters and interesting storyline. I have yet to complete this game. It has a lot of discs, and it will take a very long time to complete. I don't think I'm stuck in any part, I just stopped playing for a little while, but it's something I do look forward to continuing. This game features a main character named Dart. You learn the ability to transform into a dragoon, which is basically a dragon-human hybrid person. It's pretty interesting. As far as the costumes go, they're very armored and very, very detailed, actually. Especially for the date. Seeing such a detailed costume is just really interesting for me, especially as I'm a cosplayer. I would like to cosplay as Dart one day. The Legend of Dragoon comes on PlayStation 1, and you can probably tell since it's from 2001, but it's a very good game so far. I'd like to continue it. The next game I have is The World Ends With You. It comes on Nintendo DS. This game I can't really find in stores, so I had to order it online. Actually, I believe this was a gift from my sister, so I didn't order it, but I think she ordered it online. Anyway, I haven't gotten too far in this game yet, but you play as a character named Neku, and he's kind of lightly put a jerk. And as far as I know about the story, you're just collecting these badge things to try to get more powers, and the battle system is just really difficult. And to be honest, I'm not the best at handheld games, so I don't know when I'll continue this one again. It takes a lot of frustration out of me, and makes me a little annoyed, but I'm sure I'll play it again. The next game comes on PlayStation 3. It's called Catherine. It's not quite a JRPG, it's more of a puzzle game, but it does have a good story. I haven't exactly played this one, but I have seen a full playthrough online of one of my favorite YouTubers play it, and I have watched my fiance play it and watch her get really frustrated, which makes me a little nervous to play myself as she got so angry. It's beautiful though, honestly. I love the character designs. It's based in modern times. It's about a dream world that you can't really quite escape, and you're trying to not die in your dreams. You have to complete these puzzles to escape the dreams, and along with it goes an interesting storyline about two women. One you meet in a bar, and one is your already girlfriend. And it's just a pretty interesting game. I do plan on continuing this one and playing more. The next is a series. These are called the Atelier games. This one is Atelier Eska and Logi. I know it looks like it says Logi, but it's pronounced Logi. And they come on the PlayStation 3. I do have another one. It's called Atelier Shally, which I prefer to this one, and it's the first one I played. But I can't seem to find the game. So I'm just going to insert a picture of what the cover looks like as I talk about it. Atelier Shally, you play as either one of two girls, both with the nickname Shally. You get to be, I think it's an alchemist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're an alchemist. You create lots of items, you fight, and you play an interesting storyline helping a town and trying to find where the source of the dusk? Yeah, the dust, that's what it's called. Sorry, it's been a few months since I played this. I have beat Atelier Shally, and you have several different endings you can get. We've only played through once, but you're trying to find the source of the dusk, which is basically a drought throughout many villages in your village that you come from, if you're playing as Shalistera, is especially bad. So you go to Shalit, which is the other Shali's town, to try to find the source of the dusk while helping your new friends. Atelier, Eska, and Logi is a little bit different. The story doesn't revolve around the dust so much. Honestly, me and my fiance have been playing together, but we already like the systematics of Atelier Shally a lot more, so we're trying to get into it, and the character designs are very lovely, but we're not quite sure what the main plot is yet. We're not very far in yet, so this would be an interesting one to continue and see what I think of it for a review. The next game I'm going to talk about is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. It comes on Nintendo GameCube. It's more of a tactical game than it is typical JRPG, as all the Fire Emblem games are, but they do have solid storylines. This one's a little bit older, and though it is one of the more popular older ones, I really don't know many people who have played this one, considering most people play the later, or latest games. I really don't even remember what the latest ones are called, to be honest. I would like to play them sometime, but I'm really attached to my old ones. Path of Radiance actually has a continuation and a part 2, which I also own and I'll touch on next. This story you play as Ike, and you are part of the Grail Mercenaries, where you go on several different missions trying to basically save a country and basically almost the whole world from an evil king. So the point of the game is just to get to this evil king and kill him, basically. But there's a lot that happens on the way. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but it is a very good game, and I have beaten it, so I would love to do a review on this game. The next game is the continuation of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This one is called Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. It comes on the Wii rather than the GameCube. You play as a character called Soth, which is actually a character that is in Path of Radiance. He's just much younger in that game. Ike is actually featured in this game too, and he's much older and beefier. It's pretty funny to see how he grows up. He looks a lot like his father. Anyway, I haven't gotten all too far in this game. I don't know why. I just kind of stopped playing because I got distracted with some other game, I assume. But it is really fun. I'm not stuck or anything. It's just a really good game. As all the Fire Emblems that I've played so far are really good games. I just really want to continue it, so it'd be another good one to do a review on. The next game is a two-parter as well. This game is called Dark Cloud. It is on PlayStation 2, and I really haven't gotten that far in this one either, though my fiance has played a little bit more than me, but it's been many years since we've played this game, so we really don't remember all too much about what the plot is. I just know you play as a main character named Toen, and somehow your village is completely wiped out and destroyed, but you can restore it through some kind of magic. I think it might be a ring or something, and you have to go around collecting things in order to rebuild parts of your town. I'm sure there's more to the story after you rebuild your town. I just really don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. This is another game I'd like to continue. The second part is Dark Cloud 2, also on PlayStation 2. These two games have very little to do with each other. I think they're kind of like Final Fantasy, where you can play any of them out of order. I don't know if there's other Dark Cloud games, but these are the two I own. This one I have gotten further on, but I have not beat. You play as Max, and his weapon of choice is a wrench, which is pretty entertaining. He's a little bit of a mechanic, I believe. It's been a long time since I played this one as well. I know there's a circus involved, especially in the beginning, and it's kind of like a dark, crazy circus. It's really weird, but if you're interested in some kind of out-of-the-box JRPG, I'd really suggest Dark Cloud 2. The only thing I do suggest in this one is to definitely try to level up your character a lot before you proceed to the next world, because I do remember getting stuck in this game because I was too weak. So try to just grind a little bit more than you think you should. It'll probably help you out in the long run. The next game I have on GameCube is Tales of Symphonia. This one's wildly popular, just like all the other Tales of games. This one I consider more of a classic as far as Tales of games go. You play as Lloyd, and honestly, I got pretty dang far in this game, but I don't remember most of it, because again, this is one I haven't played in many, many years. I just know the characters are really pretty, and it's another one of those games that I'd love to cosplay from. So, hopefully I'll continue this one soon. It's just a really long game, and I'm pretty far, but I just stopped, and I don't know why. I do that with a lot of games.
We'll have to start over soon. It'd be a good game to do a review on and do a refresher of it while we're doing it.
Yeah, I tend to write my reviews as I'm playing the game, and then finish them up as I've beaten the game. So I'm probably going to have to restart this one, unfortunately. The next game is actually a continuation of Tales of Symphonia. This one's Dawn of the New World. It's basically a part 2 to Tales of Symphonia, like Radiant Dawn is to Path of Radiance. This one I have yet to play at all, actually. It's actually one I've owned for quite a while, but I have yet to play. Believe it or not, I have a lot of games like that, and it's kind of sad. I keep on replaying games that I've beaten before just because I know I love them, and I kind of fear the unknown, so I don't venture into other games. And now we move on to Persona 3 on PlayStation 2. This is probably among one of my favorite JRPGs. I've beaten it at least once, and it's just a beautiful, dark storyline with amazing characters. They may not have the most interesting costumes as they are from high school, and they all have similar uniforms, but oh my gosh, the characters are so easy to fall in love with. I just love Persona games in general. The story goes in this one, basically, you play as Minato, or at least that's what he's called online on the wiki. He doesn't really have a name in the game, you get to name him yourself, but I've been told his name's Minato. Anyway, you realize you have this special power called Persona, and you're part of a special group called Seas, where they use their Persona abilities to fight shadows. You're trying to find what this building called Tartarus means and what it's for, and find the reason for why the Dark Hour happens. The Dark Hour is basically at midnight every day, everybody just turns into coffins, and certain people do not. And whenever you don't, that could mean that you have the ability to use Persona. If you do not have the ability, you get killed. Pretty interesting game. So I really suggest giving this one a try. I'd love to write a review for this one. Persona 4 on PlayStation 2. This is another one of the Persona games. I've only played Persona 3 and Persona 4, and I know there's other Persona games out there, but these two are by far some of my favorite video games I've played. The story is somewhat similar to the other Persona, but not really. Shadows are involved, and you're trying to find out the source of murders happening, but this game is a lot more lighthearted, and I think the characters are a little more well developed as the games continue on, which is pretty cool. They are also in school uniforms because they are high school students. I think that's a trend for Persona. So their costumes aren't very interesting, but the characters themselves really are. I haven't quite beaten this one yet, and I'm pretty far in it, but I do intend to beat it. I don't think I stopped so long ago that I can't continue and pick up where I left off, but I'll probably play it again for a review. This is Star Ocean 2, the second story. I did a review on Star Ocean 4 already, but I may touch on the other Star Ocean games as well. This one is kinda Game Boy Color-esque in graphics. It is a pretty old game. I believe it's from 1999, and it's actually a really lengthy game. I believe it has 2 discs to it. It takes quite a while to beat, and I don't think I've even beaten it yet. I've come close, but I got stuck because I didn't level up enough. You'll notice that's a trend for me. I get too impatient and I don't level up enough. So, I'm not going to touch on the story too much for this one in particular, just because I'm likely going to do a review on it before too long here. This is Star Ocean 3, Till the End of Time. This is one of my favorite video games of all time. It is nostalgic, it is the first Star Ocean game I really got into, and all around the Star Ocean series is just very meaningful to me. Again, this isn't one I'm going to get too deep in the story with, because I'm just going to start rambling spoilers, because I've played it so many times. But, like my review, if you watch that one, it's a mix between fantasy and sci-fi realms, so it kind of has that balance of cool nerd stuff. And, really, it's just a fun game. If you like the Final Fantasy games, then you'll probably like Star Ocean. The last of the Star Ocean games is Star Ocean The Last Hope International. Why it's called International, I have no idea. I guess that's just because it's on PS3 or because it's in English, I don't know. But anyway, I've done a review on this game, so I'm really not going to say anything about it. You can go watch my review if you're curious about it. I just wanted to show it as part of my collection.